And so I would say those are all maybe culminating factors that brought me to where I'm at. And then bringing the teaching history together with being a counselor for almost 15 years now, I think it's just a natural transition to want to teach and educate through, this podcast and blogging and things like that. So I don't know. Those are probably the primary things.
Okay. So it sounds like throughout your life you've had periods where you have reinvented yourself, where you've changed careers,
Oh, yeah.
where something has led you down a different path than maybe you planned on. So if you look back on your life, are there moments that you return to for strength and clarity throughout all of the different professions that you've done and all the different hats that you wear?
I'm pretty present, and I'm more future oriented, or maybe anxiety, like the worry about the future more than I am about perseverating over the past or things. I don't know that I return to things to necessarily ground myself. I do try to return to things that do ground me, like meditation, or, slowing down and taking time to just take in nature and things like that when I'm feeling a little bit frazzled and I need
Mhm.
to ground myself. But I don't know if there's any specific historical moment that I fall back to ground myself that comes to mind.
Okay. All right. But things like slowing yourself down or being in nature have
Yeah.
always been something that is important to you?
I do think I've always been attracted to and resonated with being around water and being in nature. And I think that back to that summer camp experience, it was in the mountains and it was always clear and crisp and beautiful and sunny and smelled good like the pine trees. And so I think I had a grounding element of connection and belonging at summer camp. And so I have an affinity towards that. But now, knowing what I know about research, nature grounds all of us. I mean, it's how we're built. And so I know that I'm more calm and more present when I have opportunity to be, in those types of environments for sure.
Okay. So as we know, our early experiences are always kind of a part of who we become,
Yeah.
right? So can you speak a little bit about how maybe some of your early experiences growing up led you into eventually the counseling profession and to becoming a podcaster and a communicator?
Sure. I think that, being a child of a family that was broken when I was 12, my parents divorced. And I ended up being ultra autonomous and ultra independent in the absence of my dad and really my mom as she dealt with the grief and loss of her marriage and relationship in our family as it once was. And I think that witnessing that definitely made me realize that I want to help people and also that I need to be strong. I need to be strong. I need to be independent. I don't want to be dependent on somebody for my survival. Those are all lessons that I think that some of my major childhood trauma taught me, and wanting to make sure that I set myself up in a way that I could be, independent and strong and able to be there for myself and others should they need it. So I would say that, my adaptation has been to be like, not lean on others because if they aren't there for you, then you're kind of screwed. And of course, now I know I need to. I can't do what I'm doing and whatnot. But even my poor husband, it took me a long time before I'd even let him carry my darn suitcase because I was like, I got it.
Oh, what
So and
tell
and in our early years with you, I mean, I had a hard time asking for help and support because I believed that it meant I wasn't competent or I was needy or whatever else.